Greetings, YouTube. You know, I've been asked a couple times today, Prof, aren't you going to just be bored producing nothing but crystal openings on your channel the next several days, weeks, who knows? And while it's true, I've got a lot of crystals to open on my own account. I've got an insane amount of commentary submissions. Like, you wouldn't believe the amount of screenshots and videos waiting for me to get to. It's going to take days, weeks, maybe even months. I actually am very thankful there's a huge break between July 4th and Cyber Weekend, because my July goal is by November I've been able to get most of them done. That's literally how long it takes. It's a lot of work, and my only goal with commentary submissions is to make the person who submitted it feel good about submitting it. It's an audience of one, really, and it just happens to go on my channel, and regardless of amount of views or revenue or whatever, everything is just kind of a bonus from there. But, you know, a lot of the commentary submissions some of them make like 35 cents. And you know what? I'm honored. I'm honored that you would want me to commentate your crystal opening for 35 cents. Never try to get rich on YouTube. Especially because even if you've got a successful channel, if this game goes away, I might be retired. So, with that being said, I'm not just doing crystal openings right now, because we got some drama to talk about. Now, Kabam Jax is like the new puppy dog of the community. He's so happy, he's so positive, he's so energetic, he's so naive to the anger that happens when Kabam does Kabam things. And I am not trying to say that to justify all of the posts that were on the Mole Man video threads. Because I read some really good ones. Like The Mandalorian comes to mind as a guy that just writes really well thought out, explained, but still respectful posts. But we've seen people threaten Kabam. And when we say threaten, they also mean threaten lawsuits. And you can threaten a lawsuit by like kind of dangling it. And then you can say, I am suing you, MFer. And that can get pretty escalated pretty quickly. And I think this is the first time since Kabam Jax started working there that he really saw the darkness of the toxicity that Kabam can light the fire of. And I'm not saying that to put 100% of the blame on Kabam. Don't get me wrong. But let's be honest, this was a PR nightmare. They didn't really directly address this recently at all. They didn't give us a heads up. So a lot of you told me that Mole Man was not just at rank 3, he was one of your first rank 4 champions. I know one guy, he was the only rank 4 champion. He was the champion you took, above all else, up. And rank down tickets are one thing, but it's just the disappointment of knowing that something you love may be in some percentage nerfed. There's some people who act like he's going to be nerfed like Doctor Strange was after patch 12.0, where you don't even use him anymore. And then there's some people who think he's still going to be God tier, and then there's a lot of people who think somewhere in between those two thoughts. But Kabam Jax does not have his usual pep in his step when he posted this today. He says, "Hello, summoners. I know you wanted a response sooner, but we need to communicate through a lot of avenues behind the scenes, and until there are new developments, we don't have any information to share." Now, I could have left it at that, but I think he wanted to be more transparent, which is awesome. I still think this post overall is really well done. Still very much not Kabam Mike writing it, that's for sure. But when we get to the bottom of it, you'll hear Kabam Jax has been a little damaged by some of the stuff he's read. That being said, we see how many of you care about this issue and have a good grasp for the level at which that passion exists. That's like the nicest way possible to be like, you all are obsessed with this to the point that you are out of control with rage. This is a major topic around which the community team will open a dialogue with the development team. Okay? Again, a really good, healthy, respectful paragraph of information. Does this mean we'll revert the changes? Not necessarily, but also not necessarily not. He's dangling the carrot. Don't give us hope, right? And who knows, maybe there's a compromise where they still tweak it a little bit, but maybe not all the way. I don't know. I can't tell you what the development's going to talk about. But there's a chance. So it's like that meme, right? So you're saying there's a chance. but we'll communicate the sentiment from the player base and go from there. The process isn't as simple as don't flip that switch, and the change will still exist in the patch 36.0 update. We'll use this thread to share any meaningful developments that may take place. Okay, so no matter what, we're going to test him out when he's been nerfed and quote-unquote correctly written, though KT1 and I talked pretty extensively this morning before our last broadcast for the contest that they've changed the description to match the champion before, so it's not like historically unprecedented that this could be another situation like that. They're just choosing not to do it. Alright, so you might be saying to yourself, Kabam Jax doesn't seem broken yet, Prof. I don't know what you're talking about. And I would agree if this is where the message stopped, but of course, it doesn't. Let's continue to see our puppy dog kind of get neutered. In the meantime, I recommend you all keep the conversation here constructive. The puppy dog has been neutered, and now he sounds like he's like a sternful Tom Hanks or Mr. Rogers or somebody who's like giving you a pep talk. He's kind of making you feel a little guilty for maybe the words you use. He's not cussing you out. He's not matching your passionate rage with his passionate rage, but he's a bit shell-shocked. Voice your opinions, share your feelings, yes, but being aggressive doesn't better convey the severity of your stance. That sounds like a Kabam Jax written fortune cookie. Like I would imagine going to my local American Chinese restaurant. I've learned I can't just say Chinese restaurant because some of you say, Prof, your American Chinese is not real Chinese from the people who watch from China. And I say, thanks for watching. I gotta read this sentence one more time. Voice your opinions, share your feelings. Yes, but being aggressive doesn't better convey the severity of your stance. And I think because the community saw for the first time a real tone shift from Kabam Jax, they were a little bit more likely to have the percentage of people that disagreed be far less than agreed. You can see there's 11 awesomes, there's 8 likes, there's 2 insightfuls, there's 2 disagree, there's 1 LOL. But let me just say, if this was Kabam Mike that had written this, and a lot of it probably would sound like someone, an ex-girlfriend who's passively aggressively trying to break up with you, it would have been 11 disagrees, 8 LOLs, 2 awesomes, and 1 insightful. So I still think that this post is written really well, but you can tell it's like his welcome to Mordor moment. It's like, oh, this is what I'm in charge of? Man, now I've got to be ready for the pitchforks to come out with any issue. But hopefully they also realize, like, a lot of this is on them for not giving the community a heads up, not directly addressing it, and just throwing it in at the end of patch notes and expecting everybody to just be fine with it. I don't support the idea that you should be aggressively vicious on the forums, but I also don't think Kabam should get a pass just because they threw something in patch notes that was a bug. I think most people are somewhere reasonably in the middle between those two extremes. Hey, what do you know? This is not a crystal opening, and yet it's on my channel July 4th rewards weekend. What do you know? It's almost like other things have existed in the game this weekend than just crystal openings.